Hello everyone, we have a build today, speed build at that, and this is what we're building. It is a modern home and it is in Strangerville, so it's got a deserty kind of vibe to it, and yeah, this is one that I really liked. It is not a pack, a reduced pack build, so I kind of just use bits and pieces from everything. So that's a bit fun for me. I often just reduce down the amount of packs that I use, so I'll have a limited pack of maybe 3 or 4 packs, or even just 2 packs with base game and something else. So yeah, having access to my full inventory is always fun. So I did have an inspiration for this build, so it did make it a lot easier for me trying to work out how the layout and stuff was going to go. So I do feel like I get the outside done quite quickly. Considering sometimes I muck around with the outside for so long, yeah, but I think I did alright in this one because I did have an inspiration to work to. It was just a bit of playing around, trying to get it to look the way that I wanted it to look, and I think I did alright. And I was playing around with the half walls on top of for the roofs as well, so that's something I haven't done a lot of, but I actually really like the flexibility and height that the half walls give you when you're building the roofs. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do a lot more of that. So yeah, just fixing up the roofs and the layout and how that's all gonna go. And this is a 30 by 20 lot on, as you can see. Now, can I say this? No, I can't say it. I know it means cockroach, but I don't know how to say it. No, I really cannot say this one. So I'm just raising up the platform, the roofs, the platform in the middle of the roofs, just so that it's obviously a flat roof. And I am working on the little balcony that goes on the top here from the top story, and it's like a little a carport type of roofy type thing, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So yeah, it's kind of like a roof, but also like a carport at the same time. So yeah, and so obviously I use a bit of debug in this because I have a car, and you can't have a car sitting in your house unless you use a debug. So yeah, access a bit of the debug, which is fun. So this is going to be a 3-bedroom 2-bathroom house, I believe, and it's actually under 100,000, which I think is pretty good for me when I've got free reign to do whatever I want to do. So I was quite happy with that, not being like super expensive, but it's not a huge lot obviously either, so limited in the amount of bits and pieces I could do. So still fussing around with the shape of the build, and also working on the columns. I do not keep those columns. I do change those, I believe, because they look a bit off for that particular house. I was trying to just use mainly Strangerville, but yeah, decided not to. At the end of the day, I was like, this just isn't working for me. I want a modern build, and the Strangerville pack didn't have as much modern stuff as I wanted. So yeah, I expanded my range and just decided to use whatever, as you do sometimes in builds. So just working on the final touches on the roofs, and a bit of the colouring as well. So that's just sort of extending around the building, which I think is quite cool. I really like what I did with the roofs in this particular build. So I was very happy with myself there, and I actually really liked how all the colours worked out too. So just having like a black running through in touches around the building. So I'm just doing the little roof frieze that goes around underneath, so you don't get that little grey bit hanging underneath your roof when you're using the the platform tool for roofs. It's a handy little tip there. Yeah, and so using the growing together, I think that's the growing together wallpaper there. I really like the colour of that particular wallpaper, so Yeah, and I wanted the sort of that middy, what's the best way to describe that? It's kind of like almost like an orangey brown, but it's not exactly orange, but I think you can see what I mean anyway. But yeah, I wanted to use that colour as a highlight in the middle there, and a plainer deserty colour on the bulk of the building with the breaks and the black, obviously. It took me ages fussing around with the roofs and that sort of thing just to work out what colours and stuff I wanted, because obviously you need to do like the little half wall trim around the top of the roof. I could put a fence as well around there, but it's just getting too fussy, and I think I just didn't need fences at this point. You know, to use like the plain sort of sandy roofing on the top, which I think worked really nicely with the colours that I ended up using on the house. So as you can see there, that's the colour scheme that I went with, except I think I do change that half wall trim on the orangey point around the back. So yeah, the thing with these modern homes, when you're doing like the you know, like the carport type thing, you just got to watch obviously your levels. You can't have like stairs moving into the property, so it's all just going to be flat. So that's a little bit different. Like quite often I'll have like raised properties, raised builds, so you've got like your balconies and your porches and stuff like that. But yeah, with a modern build like this, it's quite often flat, and if I'm doing a carport, yeah, it's a lot easier just to have it flat than fussing around with levels and that sort of thing. It just gets really tricky and weird. So much easier for me, at least anyway, to have it all flat and just work out how to have all the dimensions and stuff with the porches and that sort of thing. Yeah, and just being at ground level, which is fine. I love that fencing. I really do. I don't use it that often. It's from the patio stuff pack. Yeah, but it's one of my favourite fencing. I just think it's really modern and pretty, but because I quite often do the limited pack builds, I don't often get to use it. But I did in this one, and it worked perfectly with all the black accents, so I was happy with that. So we have our driveway there in the lighter colour, and we've got a pathway going into the house, and we're going to have like another sort of little outside kind of area there too. I'm just doing the colouring on the grass, so it's going to have like the more Strangerville vibe, deserty vibe colour on the outside, and then a bit of green in the middle, although I might change that green. I can't remember. Maybe. Okay, so now I'm going into debug because I needed my car. So just working out what car I would like and zipping through the debug menu there. Always fun, and I'm just so bad at finding these things as well. It's like I'll scroll right past them quite often and be like, where are they? And yeah, there we are. And I'm just using some of the plants from the debug menu as well, just to decorate, and it keeps the cost of the house down as well. And obviously I'm going for the deserty plants and a little bit of the jungle as well, because that kind of, I don't know, I kind of thought they worked with the Strangerville vibe as well. So I went with those, and some stones too, because it's that sort of rocky, deserty thing going on. So I thought rocks would be appropriate for this particular landscaping idea, and it all worked with the obviously all the landscaping around the house as well, because you can see all those rocks and stuff around the area. So yeah, I thought that all worked very nicely, and just going through and finding all the deserty things I can and popping them in the limited amount of space I've got for landscaping. It's not a huge landscaping build, and I think it's because it's modern, I went for a sort of like that more modern-y type vibe with landscaping, where it's not like a whole lot of wildflowers and that sort of thing. It's just quite almost like formal, in the sense that it's quite deliberately placed, rather than oh look, there's an abundance of plants and they're sort of growing where they will, and it's all wild and lovely. This is sort of quite contained, and this is where this goes, and yeah. So that's the kind of vibe I was going for with the landscaping, and in the inspiration it just had like a little seat with some garden around it at the front there where I'm building now. So I kept to the inspiration and did a little seat there and some plants and that sort of thing. Yeah, I think that's quite cool. And I put like a little planter with a tree in there. Just you know, it was quite a blank little space, so I thought that made sense to put something there rather than just having like a big blank space. And I think that's kind of pretty. So yeah, yay me. And just working out what plants I'm going to sit in beside this beside the bench. So I went with something sort of a bit green and something that wasn't deserty in that instance, because it's something that is kind of placed there and is potted rather than grown in the ground. That was my logic behind it at the time. So I'm just doing the outline of the gardens. I'm outlining those with the Strangerville rocks. I think those might be a debug item. I can't quite recall, but I have a suspicion those might be debug. If you're playing with your Strangerville lot and you're like, where are these rocks? I can't find them. It's very possible they are debug. But because I've got the debug menu on, I'm not too sure. And they do have a cost, but they're only 4 simoleons, so that suggests to me that they are debug, because that's pretty cheap for rocks. And yeah, so I'm just lining the pathways with the rocks so that there is just definition for the pathways. I like having like those edges to the paths. I think that it looks pretty, and it is sort of that modern thing with that contained garden. This is the spot where the garden is, and that's that kind of thing. So this takes a little while, this process, but I think it is worth it. It just it adds like a bit more to the landscaping. I think it looks really pretty. So yeah, I guess it's my opinion that counts on that one, because I'm the one doing it and I made the decision. But yeah, hopefully you guys like it as well. And is landscaping your kind of thing? I mean, I don't know, there's a lot of people that don't really like the landscaping element of it all. Landscaping is something that I do enjoy. I think it's just quite fun, just coming up with different ways to decorate the home and add I think that extra element to the build. But I don't know if I'm any good at it, but I like doing it, so I think that's the main thing. So I'm doing like a little mini garden around the back, just a break from the, I guess, the tiling and the wood. That is the little the back porch area. As I said, I had to keep it all on the one level, because that made sense with the type of house it was and the type of build it was, and I just didn't want to fuss around with different levels and stuff with the carport and whatnot. So yeah, I kept it all on ground level, and I think that worked out quite well around the back. I mean, it's a decent sized house and there's not a lot of space around the back, so a pool and a bit of furniture and a little bit of garden space I think is fine for this particular build. Alright, then we've got the fabulous fun of working out the stairs, because we've got an upstairs there. I got the stairs on a bend near the front entrance, so I think that worked quite nicely. We're going to have 2 bedrooms up the top with a bathroom, and another bedroom and a half bath downstairs. And obviously we'll have the kitchen, dining and living area downstairs as well. So I'm just working out the floor plan, how this is all going to work and how it's going to flow through. I think that doesn't stay like that. Oh no, that's the upstairs, right. Oh no, that's the upstairs there. That's the downstairs. I definitely changed the downstairs. I don't keep it like that. But yeah, so the upstairs was kind of pretty easy to work out. So there was a larger room which I assigned as the master bedroom, so it's going to have the double bed, and the other 2 bedrooms are going to be single bedrooms. The bathroom the main bathroom upstairs is attached to the master bedroom as well. So, and the master bedroom also has the little balcony going outside. I should check whether or not I did a door for that. So just I wanted to do like a little study nook. So just like a bookcase with the computer and desk and, you know, that sort of thing there. Now, yes, do I do put a door there? I hope so. Yes, I do. Good. Sometimes I forget doors on the top levels. Out to balconies. So it's good to know that I did remember the door for once. That's nice. So then I'm going to work out the windows and what I wanted to do for the windows. So I actually went with the snowy escape windows. I like that they are not, they're big wide panes, but they're not like the full wall. I mean, I like both kinds of windows, but for this particular build, I didn't want to do full. So yeah, I went with the snowy escape ones, which I do like. I mean, that pack is fantastic though, isn't it? Just the building stuff in there is amazing. So yeah. And I fussed around with this plant for so long. I was just like trying to make it look, you know, naturally, like it was not stacked on top of each other, and it was like naturally growing up. That took a little while to work out. And I built I think I was gonna do that as a bathroom, but then decided that I wanted to do like a walk-in kind of wardrobe, and using, pretty sure that's the snowy escape doors again, and just you know, there's something different, because I don't do a lot with sliding doors, weirdly enough. I don't use them all that often, so I don't know, I thought that was something different, and I kind of worked for the bedroom and the colours and stuff that I did in the bedroom, and having a walk-in wardrobe is always nice, so that's what I did. It was a little hard to build in a little tiny space, but hey, I persevered, I did it. So just getting some of the accessories there onto the dresser, just to zhuzh it up a little bit, give it a bit of life. But yeah, it was pretty nice big wardrobe. I mean, I would like a wardrobe like that. So just working out the colours that I want to use on the interiors. Obviously I am doing a bit of blue, because you can see the bed there is in a light blue shade, and that's going to be running through the rest of the house as well, shades of blue. I don't know what it is about the blues in The Sims 4, but yeah, I don't know, like the range of them is pretty good, so I do gravitate to using a lot of blue. I quite often will try and veer off and do something a little bit different every now and then, but yeah, blue just comes kind of natural when you're building in The Sims. I don't know why, just for me, obviously. This might not be the case for everyone else, but yeah, if you do find you do a lot of blue, because there's a lot of good blues in the game, let me know in the comments, because I want some other people to chime in and let me know whether or not blues are the easiest to build with in Sims 4. I think they are. And yeah, but they do need more navy. I would love more navy items. There's a lot of light blues and mid blues, but the navy options are really limited, so yeah, I want some more navy. I also want more chocolate in the game, like a really nice chocolate brown. I don't know why, I'm just kind of into chocolate brown at the moment. So I'm just putting a couch at the end of the bed, just nice and cozy there, and looking at some artwork for the walls. Once again, Snowy Escape, because I do adore that pack, and a bit of greenery there. And hey, look at that, I'm actually doing it all the room all together all at once, so it's very focused of me. So just putting in some lighting. I'm using it's either the Island Living or the Eco Living lights. I'm not sure which one there. One of the two. It's the wicker one, so possibly Eco Living. And now I'm working on the master bathroom. So just getting the toilet in there, and I'm doing a towel, what's it called? Towel shelf? Hanging shelf anyway. And I'm using the Snowy Escape counters, that's the word I'm looking for. there, so I'm doing that, and I'm just, because obviously it's counters, they don't snap, so I'm just placing the items that I want to have sitting on the shelf, and I'm getting the spacing right or wrong on that. I can be fussy sometimes getting that right. Yeah, took me a while to work that one out, as you can see. Got there in the end, and I'm just going to put some more toweling on the shelves underneath the counters. That's one thing I do like about those Snowy Escape counters, is that you can put stuff underneath. Sometimes when you don't want to put a lot of stuff underneath and they kind of look blank, so that's the downside to them, but mostly upside. So just working out the colours of the bathroom. I'm being very focused in this build. Good on me. More often than not, I'm just like all over the place. So doing it room by room is good. I like it. Well done. Just going to compliment myself here for a little bit. And I'm actually using more of the Snowy Escape windows for the smaller windows. I guess they're kind of sliding windows too, aren't they? Alright, so that's the bathroom done, and then we've got the hall area. I was going to do... Yeah, I think I was going to do originally a secondary bathroom, but I changed that plan. And plus I needed to have an entrance out into the balcony around the back. So it's just like a little hall area that's going to turn out to be. And just working on some more of the windows. That's going to be in the next bedroom, and also some fencing. So that they don't fall off the balcony, because safety! Gotta be safe. 100%. So that's our little balcony there. It did take me a little bit of fussing around because I just couldn't quite decide where I wanted that door to go. So yeah, and then I moved the bench in front of the door, and I was like, no, you can't put the bench in front of the door. So yeah, and then yeah, bit of fussing around, but I got there for a little balcony. And then this is the second upstairs bedroom. So this is like a young, more a child's bedroom was kind of the idea behind this one, or a teen's bedroom. So it's going to have like a little bit more of that vibe. And I went for more teal than light blue in this one, just to break up the light blue a bit and have something a little bit different, but still within the palette that I'm working with. And I love teal. So I do actually end up changing this when I was testing the build, because I don't know what is with that mirror. I think that's like the high school years mirror, but I don't know, it's like it was kind of weird. It was quite bulky, and my character had trouble getting past it or using it, or I don't know what was going on there. But anyway, in testing I do change this around a little bit. So I get rid of that high school years mirror, switch the dresser off to the right a little bit, and then put in the, I want to say, the vintage party glamour pack stuff pack mirror. There's a teal one in that pack. I think that's the right pack. So that goes in instead, but it's still a teal mirror, and I kept the dresser and stuff. I just sort of switched them around because there was a little bit of a space issue as well with getting past the end of the bed. So I just had to do a little bit of tweaks in that particular bedroom, but it all worked out in the end. And I'm just getting the the hall area done there. I did forget to record that little bit, so I just pushed back and redid it. And now we're downstairs, so I'm just going to work out how this is all going to work. So this, as I said, that was going to change. I wanted like a better and more open flow in the downstairs area, and yeah. So I'm just working out the spacing and how that's all going to work. But I have the third bedroom is down the back on the other side of the dining area, which is what I'm building at the moment. And there is a little half bath room off to the side there. That's that little 3 tile long space there. That's just going to be like a toilet and a sink. So that's the downstairs toilet. And yeah, and then we've got the living space there. And the entrance, there's a little tiny entrance area too, just right by the stairs. So I think that works out. And then I had to work out how I wanted everything to sit in this square space living room. And I was like, oh, I mean, I like the couches and stuff, but I ended up with too many couches, and yeah. So I reworked it, and I went with like the chess set, and I did like a game table as well, just for something. I don't often use those game tables, so I just wanted to do something a little bit different with that. So I thought that ended up being quite a good little use of the space, rather than having just more couches. So yeah, and then we've got like a little hall table there, and I'm going to put like a mirror in this space as well. I haven't really used that mirror very often. I think, was it the getting together mirror? Not the getting together, growing together mirror. I always mix those two packs up. I mean, get together and growing together. I mean, you know, it's not hard to mix that up. So then we've got the dining space off to the side here. So we flow through to the entrance, to the living area, and then to the dining area, and the kitchen will be off to the left there. It's probably a bit weird to have the bar, the bedroom on the other side of the dining, but it's just how it worked out, and I couldn't get around it. So yeah, it was either that or have the bedroom at the front, but I thought it worked better for the living area to be at the front. So I was just playing around. What I wanted to do with this particular bit is I'm building the bar area, but I wanted to have the bar sitting so that you couldn't see the shelving, like the back of the shelving, so that like it looked like the shelving that the bottles are sitting on are just attached to the wall, rather than like in a square shelving unit. So that's what I was attempting to do here, and I was like, and then it wasn't in the middle, and I couldn't. It was not working right. But I thought, well, it's just going to have to be a little bit off center, and it'll irritate me, but I will live with it. And yeah, I think it looks cool. Then we have, what did I do now? Oh yeah, I did shelving running along the wall of the dining area. So I thought that was cool. Just using the home decorator pack, just to build like a big cabinet dining room kind of thing. Yeah, I mean that's what it is really. And yeah, I put in a mirror in behind the cabinet as well, just to jazz it up a little bit. And it's a technique that I haven't really done much, so I thought, oh, now's the time to pull out that little technique, putting in a mirror in behind there. So it's just a matter of finding the right mirror and what worked in behind there, because quite often quite a lot of the mirrors aren't great because they will have like the edging or whatever on it. So yeah, you can see the mirror there in the background, and I'm going to decorate that a little bit more with some more decorations. Look at that, isn't that lovely? And with you know, sort of dining room typey things. So it's a nice little social area. So you've got like a nice big dining table, and a little bar area, and a little nook with all your fruits and cookies and tea and cakes and things like that. So yeah, I think that ended up working out quite nicely for that area, and just filled that space along that wall, because it's quite a long wall that I couldn't put like what do they call windows? How do I forget the word windows? I forgot the word windows. Yeah, so yeah, I couldn't put a window in there obviously, and I could put artwork, but you know, that gets a lot samey. So the cabinet I think worked quite nicely, and I just put some wicker chairs there in the corner. So yeah, it's a nice little social area, and then it needs a rack on the bottom, so voila. And oh yeah, I forgot the lights upstairs. I'm just going back to do the lights, and then the lights down here. Boom, ba-dum, ba-dum. And I'm using the growing together lights over the dining table. And this is where I put in the gaming table, just for something a little bit different. And I'm just going to move it around using the Sim 3 camera. which I cannot build with, so I build in the Sims 4 camera, and then if I need to rotate something on an angle, I just switch to the Sims 3 camera and then switch right back, because I seriously cannot operate the Sims 3 camera very well. But it is very handy for rotating items. I love that particular trick. So yeah, and now we're moving on to the third bedroom downstairs, and this is like a spare bedroom, or for like a elder who's living with you, or I don't mean, it doesn't really matter, you can put whoever you like in there really. It's just a nice single bed, and it's going to have a little walk-in wardrobe as well, which I think is always nice. And I kept to sort of the blue theme and the sandy theme in this particular room. I'm just working out what colours I want to go with. So I used a archway for the entrance. I didn't do a closed off walk-in wardrobe, I just used an archway for that, and just using some of the home decorators stuff for hanging the clothes up. I'm just doing a bit of clutter around the place, and I think I put a desk in as well once I get this clutter. Oh yeah, I was just working on clutter for the dresser, because you always like to have a little dresser clutter. And there we go, there's a desk going in there, and I'm going to have a little computer down there too. So I think there's actually a computer in each room, isn't there, in each bedroom, so that's good, very handy. I didn't go super expensive, I went with the Strangerville laptop. You know, it's cheap, but it's good. Not too expensive. It's not like a 10,000 simoleon ghostwriter computer, which every household would love, but then it just gets the price of your house up so much more so quickly. So it turns like 100,000 simoleon home into like a 200,000 simoleon home. You start using all of the fanciest of things. And plus, then what are you working towards? You got to work towards these things. And you know what's quite odd for me in this build is I built the kitchen last. I almost always build the kitchen first. So I don't know what was wrong with me when I was building this. I was organised, I did it room by room, and I didn't start with the kitchen, so it was quite an unusual build for me. But I think it came out great, so maybe I should just keep doing this. And what am I using? Oh, it's the Spa Day counters. I do like these counters. I love the rounded end on them. I think that's nice. And the full counter. So I did like a little breakfast counter nook running along there. I don't think I keep that. Do I keep those curved edges? Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I didn't. Just didn't quite work in that space. But yeah, I really like those counters. I think they're very attractive. And then I like my little nook as well in the kitchen, so you can breakfast there. So it's kind of like a little family space or whatever, where you can just breakfast together, and it's not so, I don't know if formal is the right word, because I don't think it's a particularly formal dining area, but yeah, let's just go with formal. So just working out the colours and the tiles and stuff that I wanted to use in the kitchen area, and I ended up using the Spa Day. So carrying on a Spa Day theme for the kitchen, so there you go. And I did use the growing together tiles for the feature wall against the little breakfast bar. And I'm just shrinking down a dishwasher and putting an under counter rubbish bin in there. It's my little sneaky trick. And time to decorate the kitchen. What are we going to put on there? Let's see. Probably nothing too exciting, just the usual suspects for the kitchen. I don't think I was using kits in this particular. Did I use kits? I don't know. I don't think I tried to avoid using kits, because I know a lot of people don't buy the kits, so I do try and make things accessible as I can. Obviously there's a lot more clutter stuff with the kit stuff, and I do like to use that, but I don't think I was using kit stuff in this particular build. So yeah, there you go. Makes it nice and accessible for everyone, and just working out what kind of rug I'm going to have in the kitchen. And I think we're just about done. I just noticed I missed that particular bit of gardening there. So back into the gardening we go. Oh, and we haven't done the back patio area either, so I just need to add a little bit of furniture to that and add in the pool things. So I'm just using the get together pool items. So like the, what's it called? The pool jumpy inny thing. I don't think that's what it's called. The pool jumpy inny thingy. Yeah. I don't think, yeah, I don't remember what that's called at all, but it's fun. I like it. I like using it. I like using them when I can for builds, because I think it's just a little extra fun pool element. And so we're using the Eco Living pool chairs and the Snowy Living whatchamacallit, picnic table. Okay, let's take a look at what we did. I think this looks gorgeous. I think the green car was a good choice because it works with the pop of green that we have going around the place. I love the roofs and the colours, and there's like pops of greenery, but I don't think there's too much for the area. I think that makes sense. And I do love the, you know me, I love a pale blue and the natural woods. I mean, that's definitely one of my favourite interior colour schemes, that's for sure. And I think the bar, you know, you can see what I did there with the bar. You can't see the back on it, so it kind of looks just like shelves and stuff. And I think our little entertainment-ish unit, dining area unit, turned out really nicely with its little bit of decoration. And then this is the downstairs bedroom. So we've got the walk-in wardrobe and stuff there, and the bed. We've got a nice little chair there and big paintings, and then we've got the kitchen. Somebody hasn't tidied up. Oh, you Sims, messy. So it's all the lovely spa day furniture, and I think our bathroom's quite lovely. It's nice and spacious. And then going through to the master bedroom with all the natural woods and the blue, and our big walk-in closet. And then we are having a look at our second bedroom upstairs. You can see the little changes I've made there. And that's our house. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!